Mhm, 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 mm. I'm sorry. I forgot I had my mouth covered. You probably didn't understand anything I was trying to say anyway. So, what I was trying to say was if living a quiet life was as simple as covering your mouth with tape and not speaking, then I'm sure most people would consider it. Even though it's not the most comfortable situation to be in, it works. But let me explain what I mean. See, nowadays, in this hustle culture we've created, we find ourselves being so busy to the point that the feeling of busyness has consumed our life. Yet, beneath that darkness, we're yearning for a simple life, a quiet life. But what does it mean to live a quiet life? That's the magic question, right? Well, a quiet life can be envisioned differently by different people. To some, it might mean to literally be quiet, right? As demonstrated with the tape over the mouth metaphor I used at the start of this conversation. But to others, a quiet life can be defined as living with simplicity and living with less. So maybe that's less distractions, less people, less clutter, less noise, less emotional worry, even. But that's not the only way to define a quiet life. Perhaps a quiet life means living in a home out by the countryside, surrounded by nature and beauty, the kind that tends to brighten your mood like a warm embrace, the kind a mother has for her child and a father for his family, or maybe a quiet life means not overthinking and silencing certain thoughts before they consume you because a calm mind is a quiet mind, but see, maybe a quiet life is as simple as taking time away from social media, ditching the Joneses because, in case no one told you, it's impossible to keep up with them anyways. Anyway, how do we live a quiet life? Let's talk about it. The first thing you should consider doing is finding your why. Why do you want to live a quiet life? What is it that makes quiet living desirable to you? See, understanding this gives you so much clarity on your journey, similar to knowing your why when it comes to minimalism and decluttering, right? Skipping this step makes it very difficult to find motivation, to stay motivated, and to simply do what is required to live a quiet life. The very next thing you want to do is filter out your distractions. Now, a quiet life doesn't mean you'll live completely free from distractions, right? What it does mean is that you have the ability to limit them because distractions have the power to prevent you from focusing on what matters. Maybe that's your family or other meaningful relationships in your life. Maybe it's a hobby or activity that have grown to be a part of you throughout the years. Whatever it is, you should always aim to never lose sight of what matters. Because in a world that is constantly evolving and ever changing, it doesn't take much to lose focus. So before you drift too far off course, I have a few questions I want you to ask yourself. Why am I distracted and where are these distractions coming from? What effects do these distractions have on me? And are these distractions preventing me from living how I want? Take your answers to these questions and reference them anytime you feel some type of way, or the next time you find yourself being pulled away from what matters to you in your life. Now, speaking of what matters, another consideration to help you live a quiet life is choosing who matters. See, out of all of the distractions that can potentially consume our lives, believe it or not, people can be the most distracting of them all. And I bet, I bet as I said that you thought about a particular person or a group of people in your life who have played that role, who have been a distraction in your life. And without saying any names, let's just take a moment together to reflect and really figure out who matters in your life and who doesn't. See, in my life, family is at the top of the list of people who matter to me. And as a new dad, I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, when it comes to choosing who matters, there's a series of questions I like to use as a filter, per se. Those questions are: does this person add value to your life? Are they there for you when you need them? Do you feel happy whenever they're around? And are they someone who celebrates your presence, or do they simply tolerate it? See, living a quiet life means surrounding yourself with quality, not quantity. And the way I do that outside of my family is through meaningful relationships. Because what I've learned in the last 30 years is that this is the only type of relationship that can add to your life without being or becoming a distraction or creating unnecessary noise. Now, continuing with the idea of quality, not quantity in life, it's only fitting that I talk about owning less. See, to live a quiet life is to live your life filled with less clutter. I'm gonna say that again. To live a quiet life is to live your life filled with less clutter. And if I've learned anything from being on both sides of the fence, meaning I've lived both a cluttered life for years and a simple life, which you're witnessing right now. And what I've learned is that less always wins. And here's what I mean by that. During the years of my life that I had overconsumed and accumulated clutter because of that consumption, my life was everything but quiet. The clutter I had kept me busy because it took forever to clean and even longer to find things when I needed them. And that same clutter became a huge distraction in my life and started to pull me away from things that mattered to me, relationships that mattered to me, people that mattered to me. Right. And no matter how organized I thought my life was, trying to organize a cluttered life was a waste of time that could have otherwise been spent doing something I'd enjoy more with people who matter. You see how all of this is connected, right? So, from my experience, I've enjoyed life more ever since I chose to live with less, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I will continue to stand by that wholeheartedly every day. Now, if you asked me where should you start in terms of eliminating the clutter you have so you can live a quiet life, I'd first tell you to download my Clutter to Clarity quick guide, where I give you the 5 rules to living a completely clutter-free life with clarity. You can grab a copy on my website at ronaldbanks.com/quick guide. But then I'd also tell you to check out all of the other resources I have available to you, including this playlist of videos right here, especially if you're new to the idea of minimalism, because I help you understand how to live with less, live with simplicity, and live a quiet life. Keep growing on your journey, friend. Keep learning. Always stay true to you. And I'll see you over here next. Peace.